Hello everyone and welcome back to Building Zion. This is Marlene and we've had an exciting day today. First of all, the sprouts are ready, so I'm going to show you those. And we're going to be making a meal using stuff that's just from food storage and just from the garden. And speaking of stuff just from the garden, I have a super awesome surprise to show you. See this right here? These are sweet potatoes. So they're kind of small. You can see how they are in relation to my hand. I think this is the biggest one. And then we have these itty bitty tiny ones right here. Let's see. Yep, itty bitty tiny ones. Well, all of these sweet potatoes came out of this pan. So I put the sweet potatoes in here, the shoots in here, to grow these right here, extra leaves. And I didn't really think that extra potatoes would come out of them, but I just wanted the extra leaves because you can use them in salad or you can saute them up to make kind of like a spinach. So I didn't think about it growing potatoes, but oh my goodness, look at all these potatoes. This is so exciting. So these are going to be part of what we're going to be having for dinner tonight. So I need to show you the sprouts. We have 3 different ways that we did the sprouts. We did them in a jar. We did them in our plastic bag. And then we did them in the container. So the jar first, right here, we're just going to dump them out so that we can see what they look like. And you can see there's all kinds of little green sprouts coming off of them. They look really good. Okay, so then the ones in the container. So I had to keep spraying the paper towel constantly to keep them moist, but they didn't stay very moist because they didn't sprout extremely well. You can see that they sprouted a little bit, but not enough. So this method is not really the best one. Maybe if I put a lid on top, but I would have to keep it kind of not pushed on all the way. Otherwise, there wouldn't be good airflow. So we're just going to put these ones to the side. And then we have our plastic bag. And these ones I think have actually come out grown the most. The only problem is you can see that the sprout has actually embedded itself into the paper towel, like it's growing into the paper towel. But they've grown the most. Like, look how much grass there is. So I'll have to see if I can dislodge these from the paper towel. Oh my goodness. Yes, experimenting. This is what happens when you experiment. So yeah, some of these are coming off. I think with a little bit of time I can pull them off. And while this was the best method for maximum growth, I'm not sure it was the best method overall because they got stuck in the paper towel. So just a couple things that I learned as I was doing this. I started to notice on some of them that there would start to be this, I don't know if you can see it, there's like this fuzzy stuff that starts to grow on some of them. These are called silica hairs. I looked it up because I thought, oh no, they're molding. But the silica hairs are just little hairs, I guess, that grow out of the wheat whenever it's getting kind of dehydrated, when there's not quite enough moisture. So, and it just said online that there's no problem with it. That's not mold at all. You just rinse them off for a few minutes and they go away and then they're safe to eat. So what you want to watch out for is if the sprouts start getting slimy and smelling bad, because then that is the mold. So anyways, I'm going to keep trying to salvage these little sprouts, and then when we come back, we're going to start making our dinner with this, using just food storage food and food from the garden. Okay, so I got the sprouts, most of them out of the paper towel, and like I said, they did grow the best there, but you know, trying to get them out of that paper towel was a pain. This is probably not how my mom did it, even though for some reason that's how I remember her doing it, and she's probably watching this video right now being like, what? I never did that. So our memories can be weird. But so most common way that people will eat these is on a salad. I know people will eat them in a sandwich, and it's been years and years since I've tried sprouts, and someone was telling me how sweet they were, and I don't remember them being sweet, so I'm going to try one right now. There is a sweetness to them. It's not like, oh, candy sweet, but yeah, there is definitely a sweetness to them. So, but we're not going to make a salad. We're going to make another kind of meal. We're going to use our sweet potatoes. We're going to use our leaves from the sweet potatoes and saute them up like spinach, and make a whole meal. So this is what we're going to do right now. I'm going to take you over to the stove and we're going to saute these. Okay, we're over here at the stove and we're going to saute our leaves. So let me show you what we're doing here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just turn the fire on. I'm putting it on high. I like the function on high. And then, so we're using only things that can be found in our food storage. This happens to be something that is in my food storage. And it's something that this ghee, we were rotating it out. So if you don't have ghee in your food storage, you might have to just use another kind of cooking oil. Hopefully you have some kind of cooking oil in your food storage. Maybe you have canned butter. That's fantastic. I'm hoping to can butter at some point, but haven't gotten to it yet. Okay, and then the leaves here, while that's heating up, I chopped up the leaves so they look more like spinach already. I had them soaking in water because as they just came from outside and we have animals and bugs that try to attack them, I spray stuff, you know, with all kinds of things like animal deterrent and bug deterrent. And you don't want to eat these just like straight off the vine. And so I put them in water. I put a tiny little bit of bleach in there and then let it soak for a little bit, rinsed them a couple times, and then I just went ahead and left them in the water and put them in the fridge so they wouldn't get all wilted until we were ready for them for dinner time. So I get this all melted. And we're also going to add in there some chives from the garden. I also want to make sure and rinse those off. Go ahead and chop these up in here. Already sizzling. Oh yeah. And then, let's see, and then this is just a little bit of oregano. Oregano is pretty strong, so I didn't get a whole lot of it. But I also have this in my garden. Oh yeah, already smell it. The chives and the oregano. I'm just going to go ahead and add a little bit of salt because the ghee isn't really salted. So we don't need salt. Alright, and then let's add our leaves in. And as you're going, you might realize, I need a little bit more butter, I need a little bit more oil, need some more salt, whatever it is. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit more ghee in there. And I'm going to turn the fire down some. You want to saute them, not burn them. And they're going to look all kind of sad and guilty in your pan. And that's pretty much how you know they're ready. But again, not burned. Okay, so I'm going to finish these up, and then we'll come back and continue with our meal preparations. Okay, so we have our greens off to the side over here. We have some black beans going, which is part of the church food storage. And then in this pan right here, we're going to use some of the potato pearls, the instant potatoes from the church food storage. And you can see what they look like here. They don't look like what I thought they would look like. I thought either they were going to be like little cubes or like the flakes, the potato flakes, but they call them little potato pearls, and they're kind of brownish yellowy looking, and they look kind of gross. Now this can did come from 2003, so maybe it's just because it's older. I don't know if anyone wants to comment, if anyone knows what a fresh can of potatoes look like, if they're white and pretty. But so the directions say to do 2 and 2¼ cups of water, and then you add 1 cup of the potatoes. Now I'm also going to add in there, for flavor and color, some of the carrots from the church food storage. I'm going to put a few of those in there. See how these fluff up. This is my first time making these potatoes. Let's see if you can see a little better there. Okay, coming. They look like when you've added a ton of butter, like a ton, but there's no butter in these. Let's see. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to need to add some salt. Do that, and then I'm going to want to taste these because well, would you look at that? My whisk just broke. Well, that's going to make it hard to use. All right, trusty backup spoon. So, let me see here. Let's see what this tastes like. It is hot. They definitely taste kind of a little bit old food storagey, but they have good flavor. I mean, they have lots of flavor. That tastes doable. Okay, so potatoes are done. Our beans are warming up over here. And then we just need to bake our sweet potatoes, and we will be ready to assemble the meal. Okay, the sweet potatoes are baked and everything's ready to go. So let me bend this down so you can see what we have. Okay. All right, so on our plate here, I'm going to put some of our mashed potatoes with carrots. Some black beans. Then some of the greens over here, some of the sweet potato greens. Put those nicely on top. And then we're going to get some of our sprouts. Put them right on top like that. So pretty. And then we have the food storage chopped onions. Now these smell so strong, I can't even keep them in the house. I keep them out in the garage, but and they're really strong when you bake with them, so you don't want to use too many, but they're really good raw. They're just like crunchy and almost like a chip. And they make this really nice kind of crunchy little garnish on things you can use on salads or other things. They're just yummy. Yummy little crunchy onions. Okay, so there's that. And then we're going to get a couple of our little sweet potatoes. They're very tender. Just going to mash them up. And I will admit, this is going to be the one little cheat, is I'm going to use actual butter instead of the ghee, because I want the sweet potatoes to taste the most awesome possible. But of course, if you are living off of your food storage and out of your garden, unless you have real butter, unless you canned it, then you're not going to have this. You're going to just be putting salt and pepper on it or something like that. So I'm going to put some salt and some pepper. And look how gourmet that is. So now we just got to try it. Okay, so I have suckered my daughter into trying this with me. I haven't even tried it yet, so we're not sure how it's going to be. So here we go. First we're going to try our little our little concoction here. So we got to get a little bit of everything. Get some of the black beans, the greens, the sprouts, everything. I'll eat it. That's not bad. What do you think of it? Is it like, eh?
It's good. It's a mist.
It's definitely a mix.
Yeah, it's good flavors. I like it.
Oh, good. It's real buttery, huh? Yeah, because I put a lot of butter on the greens. Okay. All right, let's try the sweet potato. Fresh out of the garden sweet potato. I'm gonna go sweet potato. Oh man, I gotta get a bite of the sweet potato and the other stuff together. Oh man, this is a big bite. Don't look. But I taste successful.
And salty and good, sweet.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Okay. Well, that's it. We did it. We sprouted our wheat. We grew sweet potatoes. We cooked a whole meal from nothing but stuff from the garden and food storage. And that's all I got for you guys. So hope you guys have a good week. And we'll see you next time. Bye. Well, if I can push the stop button already.